Hey everybody, welcome back to Aquatics. Today is a quick video about the food that I use in order to feed the fish and shrimp inside my 30-litre tanks. So I've got this nice little box because I like to be organised here, and I've got a sticker in the middle which I'll get to in a moment. So a lot of the food in here actually comes from Mark Shrimp Tanks, which is a YouTube channel I follow. I'll link them below in the description. Again, this isn't sponsored material. I'm not being paid for any of this. I just really highly rate his products, and this is a video basically of me just giving back and saying, well, thanks because you've helped me for so long with my hobby. So first off, we start off with the protein mix. So these I will take out of the packet. I might take one every now and then, crush them down. I think they're a mix of bloodworm and other type of protein foods, and I'll sprinkle them into the shrimp tank for those to eat. They seem to go nuts over this stuff, and they're quite happy to eat it. I try not to put too much in because I know obviously protein food can be quite fatty, so I try and use the minimal amount. Next is the Nettle mix. So this is very similar to the protein mix. Basically just cycle between the two. Give one a try one day and one a try the other day. Crush them down so they're nice, and then I can sprinkle it into the tank, and that goes down well. Same again with the Snowflake. This is more so a treat. This is quite a popular one. Many shrimp keepers have heard of this before. But yeah, again, high content, so try and keep that one to a little bit of a minimum. And then I have basically 3 small Jiffy Bags that are just full with like generic sort of shrimp pellet food that I feed to them every now and then. And again, I just alternate between these products to see that they're getting a fair amount of different food from different sources. Moving on, powdered food. There's the Polymix and the Biomix. So the Polymix first. It says on the packet, rice grain amount per 60 litres. Again, with them being 30-litre cubes, I really do only use the minimum that I need. It seems to spread very far. I love this stuff. It makes a great sound when it hits the water and dissolves in. And the shrimp actively take to a lot of the plants and fauna around it once this has gone in the tank. So I do think this is a really good product. The second one here is the Biomix. So again, alternate between these 2 powders. They mainly go in after water changes, or if I've got baby shrimp on the horizon and I want to obviously bring them up the best I can, then I'll put a little bit more of this bio food in order to give them more to eat and thrive from. Next one, this is a bit of a mouthful. Montelo Night. So I believe this is like calcium based. It helps the shrimp with molting. It helps to basically keep that exoskeleton nice and tough, and it's just there mainly to promote the health of those shrimp. Apparently it's good for your plants too, to be in the water, so I'll add this after water changes into the aquarium. Next, these shrimp cubes. I don't really use these at the moment. I believe they're better suited for obviously like your Caridina, bee shrimp, etc., to help with the water parameters in the tank, because I'm only using these with Neocaridina. I don't tend to use them. Next up for the fish, it's basically just a blend. I'm a really big fan of the fluval bug bite food. There's also like your generic pellets in there, some algae wafers that have been crushed up, etc. So there's the fluval stuff there. That one I keep separate because it's a colour enhancing. I know that those can be quite rich sometimes in the protein content, so I tend to hold back on those a little bit and keep those separate, and they're more so a treat. But I have to say that this bug bite formula from Fluval seems to be really good for the fish currently. It's not oily or fatty like previous food used to be when it came to feeding your fish, so I highly recommend that. Next is a bag of Spirulina. Again, this is good for humans, not just shrimp. Great powerful green food there. What I tend to do with this stuff is After water changes, when the water level's been dropped to a certain part of the tank, I'll take this out on a spoon and I'll spread it on the actual driftwood that's sitting in the tank. And then when the water starts to rise, then it sinks into the wood and gloops up basically. I tend to find that then the shrimp will then all mass on the wood and start eating it and having a general good feast. They do tend to love this stuff, so I try and use this as much as I can. It's just very cloudy to add straight to water. I wouldn't recommend that. Wrap food in it or place it on rocks or driftwood for them to eat. That would be my advice on that one. Finally, once or twice a week, obviously, I try and use live food as much as I can, or frozen live food, just because it's easier for me to buy in bulk. The fish particularly seem to take to both brine shrimp and Daphnia really well. They seem to be the two favourites. My Episto in the third tank along loves his bloodworm, and sometimes tubifex as well. But I stick to those. Those are my main sort of 4 frozen foods. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and I'll see you soon.